Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your February 2015 Runescope with me. My name is Amanda. Be sure to check out the video for your rising sign as well if you know it. That can clarify some things in this very general sun sign reading. Of course, if you would like something much more specific and personal, drop me a line at the email address in this video or below this video, and we can set up an appointment for a private session. I do those on Skype. It's $65 for 30 minutes. So just get in touch with me if you want to set that up. I usually can get back to you within about a week. It just depends on how many people are ahead of you. Please do be patient. Sometimes it can take a little bit. Also wanted to mention, as I mentioned in my yearly overview, I am going to be offering an online rune class. That's going to be February 23rd through April 3rd. If all goes well, I am still working on that and recording those sessions. So if that's something you would be interested in, just let me know. Chances are by the time I get these uploaded, all spots may be filled. I'm going to limit that to 26 people just because that's a number that I feel like I can handle on top of my other responsibilities. So, but never fear, if this all goes well, I will be doing those throughout the year. So if you don't get a chance to sign up for this one, I'll be announcing those throughout the year as I will be offering them. But it's a 6-week course, $185, and we'll see how it goes. So without further ado, Aries, let's jump into February and see what they want to tell you. A lot. And I have pre-shuffled the rune cards, just in the essence of saving time. We'll see what they want to add. Okay. For February, you're going to be focusing on, some of you may be focusing on spirituality. And for some of you, this may include going to a class or taking a class, or starting a new spiritual journey. It may be something like this that you're learning to do. Maybe you do sign up for the rune class, or maybe you're studying tarot or meditation or yoga. Some of you are finding your spiritual path in February. And I mean, it may have started earlier. This may have been something you were thinking about last year even, and you're trying to figure that out. You know, that may be a focus for you specifically during the month of February. And I think you are going to be successful in that. So, I mean, there is going to be, there may be a lot of communication involved in this, so a lot of exchange. So, you know, someone relaying their knowledge to you in a student form. Some of you may be teaching a class on spirituality or on a discipline. But for those of you who have been confused about or kind of lost as far as what you believe and your spiritual path in this lifetime, I think that you'll find something at least that will lead you to that. It may not be the exact thing in February, but you may, it's a stepping stone, you know, and maybe it's one of those things where you'll just take a little bit from this discipline or take a little bit from this philosophy and create your own, you know, things will resonate with you, maybe in a lot of different philosophies. Now, for others of you, it could be that you are just, with the High Priestess here, being led to either travel or move, make a physical shift or change. And you know, you may feel really pulled to do this. Maybe you just want to move out of the location you're living in, or just, you know, the house that you're living in. Maybe your lease is up and you really want to find a place where you can stay for a long period of time. Maybe you're looking for a home that has a room that you can use for meditation, that you can use for your spiritual practices or yoga or any sort of that philosophy or discipline like that is spiritually and intuitively connected. Some of you may be dealing with legal issues, the court system in February, or you may be thinking about that and speeding something up. You may be looking for a way in dealing with either government or a bureaucratic organization to speed something up. and bring it to a conclusion. And, you know, and some of you may be, I think you're going to find this. And now it may be after Mercury goes direct, which I believe is the 11th. So mid-month to end of February, I do think that if you start this and even encounter obstacles at the beginning of February, those will be alleviated through by the end of the month. Now, some of you may be dealing with a high priestess type of woman. Maybe you are an Aries man and the woman that you are interested in is very spiritual. Maybe she is interested in philosophy, interested in spirituality, interested in this kind of thing, or in the occult. For most of you, I mean, she's coming up in the upright, so that means maybe this is somebody you can learn from. This may be a mentor, you know, for some of you, a teacher, a guide. So I'm getting that very strongly for a lot of you, that spiritual information or intuition is going to be leading you to make a change in February. And your intuition is very strong because we have the rune, Laguz, which means intuition. So, I mean, that feminine side, your spiritual side. And even if you've always been maybe into this thing, maybe you've been studying spirituality for many years, you could have a breakthrough in February regarding communication from beyond. Be careful, though, what communication you're accepting or believing. Now, this is in the real world, but also in the spiritual world. You know, there are bad spirits just like there are bad people, or negative spirits just like there are negative people. So be careful that you know what you're dealing with, whether it is with a message you're getting from someone else, like another human being, or from, you know, from spirit, because you want to make sure you're drawing in only positive from the spirit world. So definitely take the precautions, look up protection spells, look up, you know, ways to protect yourself when you are dealing with spirit, so that only positive spirits can come through. You definitely want to protect yourself that way. And you can do this with humans too. I mean, there are guides, you know, again, with your intuition. I feel like you may be getting a message that maybe on its face does not seem negative in February, but there's an underlying, like, someone's either, this is the card of gossip in reverse with the Page of Swords in reverse. So, I mean, this could be an electronic message. It could be a message on Facebook or a text message where someone's kind of fishing for information from you, or you know, trying to get information so that they can gossip about you, or you may be dealing with someone gossiping about you, and it may be someone you didn't suspect. So that's why I say if this is a new person kind of on the scene, you know, definitely kind of play your cards close to your chest. And Aries, you're not normally like that. You're normally pretty honest and open with people. So I think that's why probably they just want to get that out there to you, that, you know, be careful what information you're sharing in February. And, you know, maybe it's about this spiritual quest or journey that you're on. Maybe some people wouldn't be understanding. Maybe they would think it's weird or not understand that. Maybe they're very conventionally religious and wouldn't understand your path. That's okay. But I mean, you don't, you know, it's a personal thing how you connect to spirit. So, I mean, it's really no one's business until you're ready to share, because maybe you haven't gotten it figured out yet. So yeah, just watch what information you share, Aries. And if someone doesn't approve, if you do let something slip and someone doesn't approve, you know, I think intuitively you're going to know, well, that's your problem. And it really is. It really is their problem, not yours. Page of Swords can also be a child. This could be an air sign child, or someone with those traits. So Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And they could just be smarting off, you know, talking back. Could be a lot to handle. For many of you, maybe this is like a new thing. Maybe this has always been a relatively well-behaved child. And, you know, it may be through this spiritual discipline that you're able to, you know, deal with this. You know, maybe you're like, you know, you're dealing with your kid all day, and then, oh God, and then you do your meditation. And that makes it, you know, get you back where you need to be, get you back to your center. But I think intuitively, you know, this is just a phase. This isn't going to last forever. But and many of you will try different approaches as far as handling this situation. If that's the way this is manifesting in your life, is through a sassy child. So I do feel like for most of you, this is just a phase. Maybe they've hit that pre-tween or pre-teen age where they're starting to be a little more rebellious. But definitely command the respect that you deserve from young people around you. Maybe you're a teacher, you know, because again, going back to this, maybe you're a teacher, you have a rambunctious student, and maybe they're not a child, it's an adult acting like a child. That can be how this plays out as well. And yeah, definitely, you know, you deserve respect, so everybody does. And children need to be taught that, especially in this day and age, I've noticed. Help that's going to be available to you here is that I feel like career things and concerns will be taking a back seat in February. So and if you've been concerned about money, like maybe some of you have been concerned about paying the mortgage or paying your rent, or maybe you've had to delay, maybe you're behind on payments, you know, and I do feel like for those of you that have been in that situation, there will be help coming for you, maybe from this bureaucratic organization that was coming up at the beginning of the month, or from family, friends, you know, someone may loan you the money. I feel like it may be more than one person, so maybe your parents, or you know, your siblings, or a sibling, or a good friend will loan you some money and help you. You know, if you, maybe it's that you want to move and you don't have the money to move. Maybe, you know, you've been evicted because you couldn't pay the rent, and now you're going to need help moving, or you're going to need help like with first and last month's rent. That will be available to you. Don't be afraid to ask for help, Aries, when you need it. If you are going through this bureaucratic organization, if there's a little bit of a delay around getting that, which there often can be if you are applying for any sort of help or assistance or refinancing or anything like that, don't lose heart just because it's delayed, because I do think it will come through for you. You may get behind in the meantime, but it looks like you'll be able to catch up. Or maybe somebody's going to front you the money until you can get what you need, and you know, put the money down on this place of living or new place you want to move to. For those of you who are looking to buy in February, again, you might want to wait until after Mercury is direct on the 11th. That may alleviate a lot of these troubles. You may be able to avoid those delays and frustrations around property or buying or selling if you wait until that goes direct on the 11th, because Mercury retrograde can mess with contracts and real estate deals and moving, and it really can, you know, be a stressful time for that. It's a stressful time anyway, but you add Mercury retrograde on top of it, and that can cause confusion, delays, and even more frustration to the situation. So I do think there's going to be a lot going on in February for you, Aries, though. I mean, you're definitely not going to be bored. Some of you may just be getting out with friends and family and kind of enjoying yourself, taking a break and having some fun in February. I feel like some of you may be invited to a party or a group thing, maybe going out for Valentine's Day and celebrating with friends, you know, or going out with your significant other and celebrating the holiday. If you've been waiting on news regarding an inheritance or a will kind of situation, an estate or something like that, I do feel like there may be some progress here, and I feel like if this is the case, you're not the only one waiting on this, as is, you know, as is usually the case. Most of you, you know, it may be all the children or everyone kind of waiting on news for this. It does seem like there may be news coming through in February, but it may be still put off a little bit longer because there may be property disputes. There's just some things that still need to be worked out regarding property. What can't be changed, I'm sorry, about February, this is the position of what has to be accepted. With Judgment in reverse, someone may be not using their wisdom, and they may be causing disruption to the people around them. So this could be a family member, somebody who's just not weighing out decisions correctly. They're not using their judgment. Now, Aries, for some of you, this may be you. So definitely in February, weigh any big decisions that you have to make. Make sure you have enough information. This may be going back to this. Make sure that you are, you know, waiting and seeing if you can trust people in February, particularly any newer people on the scene or new people that come into your life in February. Because if you rush into anything, which fire signs have a tendency to do, it is your nature to kind of just, you know, patience is not your thing. So you do tend to kind of just, you know, rush in. For the most part, not all of you. If you have more of an earth influence in your chart, that can be tempered a little bit. But for the most part, yeah, fire signs are so passionate about things that you really just, you know, you rush in, you are ready to work hard at it, whatever it is. But this may have to do with external situations that are causing disruption. So make sure that you know where everybody's coming from. Now, for some of you, this may be going back to this situation regarding, you know, an estate or a legal case. This may just be further delays around something like that, or a decision or a judgment. And it doesn't mean that you won't get a good result, but there just seem to be more delays around it, probably particularly until mid-month to the end of February because of, again, Mercury retrograde. But some of you may be traveling, because I have a travel rune and also the Eight of Cups, which normally can signify to me traveling for pleasure, going somewhere, and part of this may be to get away from all of this frustration and money issues and concern about finances. And some of you may be going with someone that you've been involved with. If you are female, it could be, you know, a male partner who, you know, your boyfriend, your husband, somebody who wants to go away and invites you to go on a trip or a journey with him. And the thing is, it seems like, you know, if he invites you, he's going to expect you to do all the planning. And it's kind of like, you know, whoever asks the other person out or asks the other person to go on a date or especially on a trip, they should be the ones doing the planning. So, I mean, it may be something where, you know, he invites you and he's like, oh yeah, we'll go, you know, in a few months. I wouldn't put too much store in this, Aries, kind of, you know, maybe this is going back to this, you know, maybe somebody's not all that they appear to be in February. And some of you may just be, this may be an emotional journey where you are realizing that maybe there's someone in your life, whether it's a romantic partner or someone else, it's just not what they were cracked up to be. They were not the person that you initially thought they were. And now emotionally, you may be moving away from that person because you feel like you deserve better, you deserve more, or you are missing the emotional fulfillment that you want. Some of you may just be missing someone from the past. That's another way this can work, because you're thinking about someone who's no longer around and you're trying to move away from it, but maybe emotionally you just haven't been able to do that yet, to fully put it behind you or to deal with it. I think February you may be doing that. If this isn't a real journey or a trip that you're planning, it could very well be, or a move, it could very well be just you trying to move away from an emotional attachment to someone from the past or to someone that you realize is not someone who is your mate. This is not your true mate. So February could be, and maybe the pressure is kind of put on because of Valentine's Day and you're like, well, I'm just not feeling it, you know, and I don't even want to go out on Valentine's Day with this person. I mean, you know, but some of you may just be missing someone from the past, or those of you who are single, maybe you're just like, oh, Valentine's Day. Because for single people, that can be a day where you're just like, ugh, get together with your friends, go see a horror movie or something, or go see like a really violent action movie, or just have a get together and do something fun. Watch some Netflix or something, or have a Walking Dead marathon or something like that, you know. Don't let it get to you because, you know, that's one day out of the year and the year just started. So that is what I see, Aries, for February 2015. If you like that, please like, share, and subscribe, or post up in the comments and let me know. I love to get feedback from my peeps. So thanks for that, and I will see you back here in March.